Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered what secrets the universe is hiding from us? Prepare to have your mind completely blown, because the facts I'm about to share with you are so shocking that they'll change the way you think about space forever. These aren't science fiction stories, these are real, verified discoveries that scientists have made, and some are so incredible that even experts can barely believe them. Let's start with something that will make you question everything you know about the universe. Right now, you are literally surrounded by invisible matter that makes up most of our universe, but we can't see it, touch it, or detect it directly. Scientists call it dark matter and dark energy. And here's the shocking part. Everything we can see in the entire universe, every star, every galaxy, every planet, including Earth itself, makes up only 4% of what actually exists. 4%. That means 96% of the universe is completely invisible to us. But it gets even more mind-blowing. That invisible stuff isn't just sitting there doing nothing. Most of it, about 73% of the entire universe, is dark energy, and it has a property that defies everything we learned about gravity. Instead of pulling things together like normal gravity, dark energy pushes things apart. It's literally tearing the universe apart, making it expand faster every single day. While you're going about your daily life, the very fabric of space itself is stretching, and galaxies are racing away from each other at incredible speeds. Speaking of incredible speeds, here's something that will make you dizzy. Our entire solar system is moving through space, orbiting around the center of our galaxy, the Milky Way. This journey takes an absolutely mind-boggling amount of time. It takes our solar system between 225 to 250 million years to complete just one orbit around our galaxy. Scientists call this a galactic year. The Big Bang, that moment when our entire universe exploded into existence, happened only about 61 galactic years ago. The dinosaurs that once ruled our planet were walking around just one galactic year ago. And modern humans? We've only existed for about 1,000th of a galactic year. We are incredibly, almost impossibly new to this cosmic story, and yet we've managed to discover these incredible facts about our universe in just the tiniest fraction of cosmic time. But let's talk about something even more recent that's shocking scientists. The James Webb Space Telescope, launched just a few years ago, has been sending back images and data that are literally rewriting our understanding of physics. In 2024 alone, this incredible instrument made discoveries that have left astronomers questioning everything they thought they knew about how the universe works. One of the most shocking discoveries is that the early universe was far more active than we ever imagined. The telescope has been looking back in time, seeing galaxies when the universe was just a few hundred million years old. Scientists expected to find small, dim, primitive galaxies. Instead, they found massive, bright, fully formed galaxies that had grown to enormous sizes in impossibly short time. It's like expecting to find a tiny seedling and instead discovering a massive, ancient oak tree. These galaxies are so large and so bright that they're forcing scientists to completely rethink how galaxies form and grow. The processes that we thought took billions of years to create large galaxies apparently happened in just a few hundred million years in the early universe. It's as if the universe had some kind of cosmic growth spurt that we never knew about. The James Webb Telescope also discovered black holes that are so massive and formed so early that they shouldn't exist according to our current understanding. In May 2024, astronomers witnessed two supermassive black holes, each weighing 50 million times more than our Sun, colliding when the universe was only 740 million years old. Black holes form when massive stars die and collapse, creating black holes only a few times the mass of our Sun. For a black hole to grow to 50 million solar masses, it would need to consume enormous amounts of material incredibly quickly. These monster black holes existing so early is like finding a fully grown elephant in a nursery. Here's something mind-bending. Scientists have discovered that there are more stars in the observable universe than grains of sand on every beach and desert on Earth. Every single grain of sand you've ever seen, and there are still more stars out there in space. Carl Sagan first made this claim, and scientists at the Australian National University actually did the math and confirmed Sagan was absolutely right. The universe contains more stars than all the grains of sand on Earth. Each of those stars is a massive ball of nuclear fire, many much larger than our own Sun. Speaking of our Sun, here's a fact that will put our place in perspective. Our Sun makes up 99.86% of all mass in our solar system. Of the tiny bit left over, 99% is made up by 4 planets: Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus. That leaves only 0.002% for everything else, including Earth, other rocky planets, all moons, asteroids, comets, and everything else. We like to think of Earth as important, and it certainly is to us, but in terms of mass, we're essentially nothing. You could fit about 1 million Earths inside our Sun, And our sun isn't even particularly large as stars go. There are stars so massive that you could fit billions of our suns inside them. One of these monster stars is called the Pistol Star, located about 25,000 light-years away from us. This star has a mass 100 to 150 times greater than our sun. But here's the truly shocking part. It's about 10 million times brighter. If it weren't hidden behind clouds of interstellar dust, it would be visible to the naked eye from Earth. But even the Pistol Star is nothing compared to some of the other extreme objects in our vast universe. There are things called neutron stars, which are the collapsed cores of massive stars that have exploded. These objects are so incredibly dense that a teaspoon of neutron star material would weigh about 6 billion tons on Earth. That's roughly the same weight as Mount Everest, compressed into a space the size of a teaspoon. And neutron stars can spin incredibly fast, sometimes rotating hundreds of times per second. Imagine an object with the mass of our sun, compressed into a sphere only about 12 miles across, spinning faster than a blender. The forces involved are so extreme that they create some of the most powerful magnetic fields in the universe, trillions of times stronger than Earth's magnetic field. When neutron stars collide with each other, they create what scientists call monster shockwaves, the most powerful shockwaves in the universe. These collisions are so violent that they actually create ripples in the fabric of space and time itself, called gravitational waves, that we can detect here on Earth with incredibly sensitive instruments. But perhaps one of the most shocking discoveries of recent years is that there are massive reservoirs of water floating in space. In 2011, scientists discovered the oldest and largest reservoir of water in existence, floating around a supermassive black hole 12 billion light-years away. This water reservoir contains 140 trillion times more water than all the oceans on Earth combined. To put that in perspective, this single reservoir could provide every person on Earth with a planet's worth of water 20,000 times over. This discovery was particularly shocking because space is generally thought of as a cold, dry, desolate place. But it turns out that water is actually quite common in the universe, and it can exist in places and under conditions that we never imagined possible. Here's another fact that sounds like science fiction but is absolutely real. If you were an astronaut working in space and you had two pieces of the same type of metal that were perfectly clean and smooth, and you touch them together, they would become permanently stuck to each other. This phenomenon is called cold welding, and it happens because there's no oxygen in space to create the thin layer of oxidation that normally prevents metals from bonding on Earth. On Earth, even the cleanest piece of metal has a microscopic layer of oxidation that acts like a barrier. But in the vacuum of space, without that barrier, metals can bond at the atomic level and become essentially one piece. This was a major concern for early space missions, but fortunately most tools and equipment that go to space are made on Earth, so they already have that protective oxidation layer. The distances in space are so vast that they're almost impossible to comprehend, but here's one comparison that might help. The average distance between Earth and our moon is about 238,000 miles. That seems like a lot, but it turns out that you could actually fit all the other planets in our solar system in the space between Earth and the moon, with room to spare. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, lined up side by side, would fit in that space with about 5,000 miles left over. This fact really puts into perspective just how much empty space there is in our solar system, and how incredibly far apart everything really is. And our solar system is tiny compared to the distances between stars. The nearest star to our sun is about 4 light-years away, which means that light traveling at 186,000 miles per second takes 4 years to get there. If you could travel at the speed of light, it would take you over 4 years just to reach our nearest stellar neighbor. Recent discoveries have also revealed that the building blocks of life appeared in the universe much earlier than we ever thought possible. The James Webb Space Telescope found clouds of carbon floating in space just 350 million years after the Big Bang. This is particularly significant because carbon is one of the essential elements needed for life as we know it. If carbon was present that early in the universe's history, then the other essential elements like oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphorus were likely present as well. This discovery pushes back the timeline for when life could have first appeared in the universe by billions of years. It's entirely possible that life existed on planets when the universe was less than 500 million years old, which is an absolutely mind-blowing thought. The James Webb Telescope may have even detected hints of the very first stars that ever existed in the universe. These ancient stars, called population 3 stars, would have been very different from modern stars because they formed from only the primordial hydrogen and helium that existed right after the Big Bang. They didn't have any of the heavier elements that modern stars need to regulate their fusion reactions, so they would have been massive, incredibly hot, and short-lived. Finding evidence of these first stars would be like discovering the cosmic equivalent of the very first spark that lit up the universe after the dark ages that followed the Big Bang. It would be one of the most important discoveries in the history of astronomy. Every single fact I've shared with you today is real, verified by multiple scientific observations and careful measurements. The universe we live in is stranger, more violent, more beautiful, and more mysterious than anything our ancestors could have imagined. We are living in an age of truly incredible discovery, where new powerful telescopes and instruments are revealing secrets about the cosmos that are rewriting textbooks and challenging everything we thought we knew. The next time you look up at the night sky, remember that you're looking at just a tiny fraction of what's actually out there. You're seeing the 4% of the universe that's visible, while the other 96% remains hidden in darkness. You're seeing light that has traveled for millions or billions of years to reach your eyes, carrying information about distant worlds and cosmic events that happened long before Earth even existed. And perhaps most amazing of all, you're part of this incredible cosmic story. The atoms in your body were forged in the hearts of ancient stars that lived and died billions of years ago. You are literally made of star stuff, connected to the universe in the most fundamental way possible. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen you breathe, all of it was created in the nuclear furnaces of massive stars and scattered across the cosmos when those stars exploded. Think about this. Right now, as you're listening to these words, 100 billion neutrinos from the sun are passing through every square centimeter of your body every single second. These ghostly particles traveled from the core of our star through 93 million miles of space and are now streaming through you as if you weren't even there. You are constantly being bathed in cosmic radiation from the most distant corners of the universe. The scale of space and time is so vast that it's almost impossible for our human brains to truly comprehend. If the entire history of the universe were compressed into a single year, with the Big Bang happening on January 1st, then our solar system wouldn't form until September. The first life on Earth wouldn't appear until late September, and all of human civilization would occur in the last few seconds before midnight on December 31st. If you found these facts as mind-blowing as I did, make sure to subscribe for more incredible discoveries about our amazing universe. There are so many more shocking secrets waiting to be revealed, and science is uncovering new ones every single day. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the most astounding facts about space. And remember, the universe is far stranger and more wonderful than we can possibly imagine.